right, so I'm here with Kyle from Real Friends, and we are here on the tour with Wonder Years, Knucklepuck, Moose Blood, Seaway. It's going to be super exciting here in Toronto tonight at the Phoenix.
Yeah.
How excited are you to be here right now?
Super stoked. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Warped Tour didn't come through Toronto
It did
this
not.
year, so like we were kind of bummed about that. But then we thought like when we come back through, I feel like it's gonna be really good and a big show. And I believe it's sold out tonight.
It is sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very
Awesome. How's the tour been so far?
It's been great. I mean, I think we're like a week, maybe a little more than a weekend now, and it's been awesome. Like all the shows have been great, and going into the tour also we knew pretty much all the bands already, so that kind of makes things a little easier, and just kind of you don't have that weird like I don't know who this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it seems like a fun group of guys to be on tour with,
Yeah, totally.
Has there been any kind of fun shenanigans or any crazy games?
Nothing crazy yet.
No, nothing crazy.
Yeah, but I mean like it's cool. Everyone's just super laid back and chill, and kind of more on our speed. So
Yeah, that's always good. And the last time you guys came through Toronto was the $5 tour.
Yes.
Which I actually had the pleasure of going to, and it was insane. Seeing you guys in that kind of small venue like that, just the sweat was pouring. I remember it was. It was sweaty.
Yeah.
It was a sweaty time. How much fun did you guys have on that tour? Because it seems like it was just like it would be such a fun time to be playing all these little venues like batting cages and.
Yeah. Well, that tour was a lot of fun. I mean, it was just cool to kind of go back to like our roots in a way and like just focus on having a good time and like bringing people to spaces that aren't like traditional venues, because now over the past like 3 years or so, I feel like every show we play it's at like a venue, like everyone's really familiar with it. And it's cool to take people in and put them in a different setting for a show that they're not used to, because we all grew up going to shows in like weird places like skate shops, coffee shops, all that stuff. So it was cool to kind of like recreate that with Real Friends. Kind of like it was a very nostalgic sort of tour.
And sort of like take people outside of their comfort zone.
Totally.
Yeah, and kind of to places they've never been. Maybe a little more packed than they're used to. Maybe
maybe a lot more.
Maybe a lot more packed. Yeah. And in addition to that, another thing that all of you brought to that tour to kind of bring back the old feel of like the old scene was the zines.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a super cool addition that I didn't know was happening, and it was just something that I felt was a really nice personal touch. What was the idea behind that, and like how much, what was the idea behind the zines, I guess?
We just wanted to do something that gave people something to look at the show, like other than like their phone, like in between bands. Having something to look at that, I mean, the zine, if anyone didn't know, like the zine listed like we each wrote like an article about something that was important to us, and like the other band that was on the tour was a band called Movements, and they like wrote an article, and we did like playlists and like
local bands.
Each city we had local bands and local places to hang out. It's just something different and than your phone,
exactly.
Something more physical to leave the show with too. Like even if you didn't buy merch, it's like they were all just free at every show, and it was just something different, And sometimes it's hard to kind of like show our younger fans like things like that because they're so used to like the phone, and I get it, There's nothing wrong with it. That's just how today's world is. But the whole point of the tour, like I said, was sort of this nostalgic sort of vibe, and I think the zine helped create that.
And with that tour, a nice surprise was a download card for your album that just came out this May.
Yeah.
With that album, its second full length from Real Friends, was the writing process different behind creating this album than the first one?
Well, the new album, I mean, it was pretty much, the writing process was pretty similar to what we've always done in the past, but the recording process was different. We went to California and recorded most of the album with Steve Evetts, who's done the Wonder Years and Saves the Day.
Cool.
And he's actually done a lot of like heavier stuff as well.
Nice.
And just something a little out of our comfort zone, because we always recorded with a friend of ours like near home, and it's cool and everything, but we were like, we wanted something new, and that was a lot different. And we also did some co-writing with a guy named Mike Green, who's like a writer and producer, and yeah, and we did 3 songs with him, and all 3 of those songs are on the album as well, and just really try to do different things, and we're all really stoked on the outcome of it all.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic album. And you know, what has the fan reaction been to those songs on this tour or on the last tour?
It's been awesome. I mean, we were talking about it the other day. The songs are great, and they've gotten a great reaction live, but they're not like as fast as our other songs.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like it's kind of funny to get used to some, like when we get to some of the newer songs. Well, the song "Mess" is a little more energetic on the album, and that has a really similar reaction to our older, like faster stuff. But I feel like some of the other songs are just kind of like, people are singing along, but they're kind of just like head bopping songs, you know. So like to have that in there is cool though, because like we want to grow as a band. We want to be able to, you know, like, I mean, like we love being, you know, in the pop punk genre and all that, but like, you know, we also need to grow in a way, and I think the album is a good step towards kind of evolving into, you know, just a little bit different of a sound over time.
Definitely. And you know, with growing as a band, I saw you post on Instagram the other day, Real Friends has been a band for 6 years.
Yeah.
How does it feel, you know, having a band for 6 years? That must be kind of, you know, a sense of like accomplishment, a sense of, wow, like this has been going strong for 6 years.
Well, it makes me know that time flies by.
Yeah.
Because like I remember when, you know, people were asking about Real Friends, and I'm like, yeah, this is my new band, like I'm in, and some days I wake up and I still feel like that. Like I still feel like, oh, this is my newer band. When realistically, we've all been in other bands, but this is the longest I've ever been in like one band, you know? So it's kind of crazy. It's like now going on the 6-year mark, like, you know, we round up to a decade, you know? So it's kind of crazy to kind of to take it all in, but I mean, we're really grateful to be able to still be a band after 6 years, and we've been doing it, touring full time for like almost 4 years now, and it's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just like it never gets normal to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's days like, you know, I'm sitting in the venue waiting for the show to start, and it's like this is insane.
Yeah.
You know, that this is what we do, and I think that kind of keeps us on our toes. You know, we're all really grateful and we love what we do, and you know, we don't take it for granted. You know, we know that, you know, it could not last. You know, it might not last forever, you know, it might last a year, 2 years, whatever. We just try to make the best of what we have, you know, and we just love creating music with each other too. That's always the root of it all, is the music's number one.
Definitely. Now, I think it's time for a little bit of a lightning round, if you're up for that.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it then. I got some questions. It's going to be a little goofy.
All right.
A little silly.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to give you, if you're okay with this, let's go with 20 seconds per question. Okay. Now 20 seconds is a bit of a loose term because I'm not actually counting in my head.
Okay.
So let's just say 20 seconds and we'll see what happens. All right. First question, fettuccine or linguine?
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine? What fettuccine?
I have a feeling that it's probably worse for you, so it'll probably taste better.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. My mom wanted me to ask this. The #1 tourist attraction in Tinley Park, Illinois.
Probably there's the amphitheater there.
Okay.
For Warped Tour,
Mhm.
so that's why like anyone really kind of knows about Tinley Park.
Okay.
And other than that, there's not really a reason to go there.
Where can you get a good bite to eat in Tinley Park?
Portillo's.
Portillo's? Okay.
That's like the Chicago like famous hot dog burgers.
It's the go-to?
Yeah.
Alright, fantastic. What's your go-to karaoke song?
We've been singing a lot of like, you know, Creed.
Oh,
lately.
Fantastic.
You know, you just gotta.
Do you want to try a little bit of that right now?
I feel a little nervous about singing it.
Are
But,
you sure? What if I help you out?
but our Creed, anything like Creed or Pearl Jam, our guitar player Eric is
He's into
very great at singing, and he doesn't really talk much, which is funny. He's a quiet guy, but
But he just
when
brings up
he
the
starts
growl.
singing like Scott Stapp,
He can take you
Creed,
higher.
Oh,
He
yeah.
does take you higher.
Yeah, he's great at it.
Beautiful.
So if anyone comes out to a show, sometimes I know he's broke it out in on stage before.
Okay,
so.
Creed cover tonight, possibly?
We'll
you
see.
never know. We'll see.
We'll
Okay.
see.
Alright, favorite Wonder Years song?
Wonder Years, never heard of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're a little indie.
That's tough. Probably Passing Through a Screen Door.
Okay.
I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but did I get it right?
I think
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do a Christopher Walken impression?
No.
No.
No. I'm really
It's
bad
like
at
a
impressions.
little bit of this, you know.
Yeah.
You know. No. Okay.
you did it. You did it.
I did. Yeah, okay. What do you think about the Kanye song "Real Friends"?
Well, the day that came out, it was
Just
how
hell.
Twitter blew up with people like Kanye West wrote a song about you and all this stuff. And funny story behind that actually is that our guitar player Dave, his mom left him. He has a voicemail on his phone too of it, but his mom said like, "Hey, someone at work told me that Kanye West wrote a song about you. Did you know?" Like she was like actually convinced that it was about that. So that was awesome.
What if it is?
I don't think it is. I mean, like he did go to high school like near where we're from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't think he. If you told him there was a band called Real Friends, he probably wouldn't know what the hell it is. So.
All right. What are some bands that you're into right now?
I listen to a lot more kind of like laid back stuff. American Football just put out a new album
Yep.
that I really like. It's like one of my all time favorite bands. Jimmy World just put out a new album as well. I'm a huge Jimmy World fan. I listened to some of it the other day. Pretty stoked on that.
I haven't checked out either of those, but I need to.
Oh yeah, those are great. So that's pretty much all I've been listening to lately. Because on tour, you just listen to the bands that you're on tour with over and over.
Fair enough. Yeah. And final question: your favorite meme? Can be any meme. It's just a meme.
Jeez, I don't know. There's just so many memes.
There's
What's
a
the
lot.
one with the girl that looks really weird? Says
Is
like,
that the
oh my god,
Irma Gerd?
Yeah, that's
Irma
a good
Gerd.
one.
That's a classic meme.
I'm old. Yeah.
You know, that's a good meme though. All right, I think that concludes the lightning round. Music video just dropped.
Yeah, music video just dropped. We're really stoked on it. It's kind of like it's for our song "Mess." It's like very Halloween themed, and it kind of fits the time of the year perfectly.
Perfect.
So yeah.
And finally, what's next for Real Friends? I'll do that really cliched interview question. where
No,
like,
it's all good
"What's
because
next
there's
for Real
always something.
Friends?"
There's always something next for bands.
Okay.
Hopefully. But for us, I mean, we're doing a run in Europe with Knuckle Puck.
Oh, great.
That'll be really good, and then do some more touring next year. And in between all of it, we just want to keep writing for new music.
Great.
That's really it.
Okay, cool. Kyle from Real Friends. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, man.
All right.